want to send a special message to whoever was in charge of oiling the bodies in this movie. You was doing the Lord's work. I see you. Hey everyone, it's Sharonda from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Creed 3, which is now playing in theaters. This film is directed by Michael B. Jordan, and it stars Michael B. Jordan, Jonathan Majors, Tessa Thompson, as this film centers around Adonis, who is both thriving in his family and career, but when a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy resurfaces, the face-off becomes more than just a fight. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome, hello, so glad you came, I hope you stay. I tell you what I liked about the film, what I didn't like about the film, and should you pay or wait to see this film in theaters. So, going into what I enjoyed about Creed 3, y'all, now let's just get it out the way. Everybody here for the boxing, we here for the fighting, okay? We here for a little bit of violence, and violence is really what you're going to get. I will say that these boxing scenes in this film is very brutal. There were a lot of moments where I had to look away. I was like, hold on, y'all, like, is it a horror movie? Because I can't look at the screen. It's just too much happening, but I like kind of the brutality that they show in this film. The boxing scenes hit harder, the injuries are a little bit harder, and it really becomes very uncomfortable for you to be able to watch these matches on screen. Now, I had these feelings in the first and second Creed, but this one just takes it up so much more. It like upped it a couple of notches. And I know we all know the background of Michael B. Jordan being a huge anime fan, but what I will say for those of you who watch anime just like myself, you will be pretty excited to see kind of like the homage that they paid to anime. You can tell the influence that anime has had on Michael B. Jordan, and from how these scenes are shot, which they are shot in IMAX, it was pretty dope. I know you've seen kind of this picture that's been going around where you see they get punched and then you see the sweat come off of their back as they're getting punched. There's a couple of slow motion shots as they hit each other. I was just like, damn. For one moment, I was sitting up there like, damn, did I just get hit? Like, that's how hard they was going in the ring. And I love that they have these kind of like, you know, POV shots where you see that they're sizing up their opponent. They're trying to see where their weak areas are. And I think that it's really nice to kind of see, you know, you see this boxing movie, it kind of follows the same kind of tropes that you see in sports films, but it's elevated specifically in how it's shot. And I think we have to give kudos to Michael B. Jordan because this is a hell of a film to take on as your directorial debut. But I think that he does a really fantastic job, especially being the star of this franchise and also too coming behind the camera for this as well. I think that he did a really great job. But I was really happy to see how brutal, how violent these boxing matches were in the film. But we have to talk about performances. I think Michael B. Jordan, he always does a great job as Adonis Creed. Is actually one of my favorite characters of his to watch him portray. But I gotta give it up for Jonathan Majors, y'all. Let me give it up for Jonathan Majors because I think what he does so well is he brings so much to this character of Damien. And it was to the point where it's really hard playing villains and actually having them be compelling to the crowd. You know, they're supposed to be the bad guy. We're not supposed to root for them. And one of the things that Jonathan Majors does such a fantastic job of, and I think what it takes to actually portray a good villain, is you have to have a villain that you want to root against, but root for at the same time. And I think that he does that so effortlessly with his character Damien, to the point where people were in my screening literally clapping for Dame. And I was like, hold on, y'all, stop it. We supposed to be rooting for Adonis. But low-key, I was rooting for Dame too. It's okay though, it's all right. But I think that really speaks to what Jonathan Majors does as an actor, why he's one of the most sought after talents right now in Hollywood, and I just can't wait to see him go up from here. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And so also too, let's get into some of these themes and representation, especially Black representation in this film. One of the things that I really love is actually seeing a Black family unit. It's really those moments with family with Adonis and his wife Bianca, played by Tessa Thompson, but also too with his daughter Amara, played by Mila Davis Kent. I really love their interaction as a family. Even though they do go through rough times in this film, it's just nice to see Black fathers with their Black daughters. The fact that the entire family does ASL, and especially when you're portraying characters who are deaf or portraying characters who are losing their hearing, especially as we went through Bianca's journey over the course of these 3 films, to be able to see that portrayed with Black people who are often left out of these narratives, I think that it was a really beautiful thing to see. It was a beautiful thing to see Amara have the support of her parents, but most importantly, just to see everyone be so accepting. And it's really those father-daughter moments between Adonis and Amara. It just warms your heart, it melts your heart. And the fact that we still have a young girl who is Adonis's child, but it doesn't change the storyline, and it doesn't change what her capabilities are and what she can do. The world is literally at the tip of her fingertips. And I thought that it was really beautiful to see a young Black girl get that type of support, and just to see the family unit together as well. Now, also too, I do like that as we delve into more of some of the marital woes between Bianca and Adonis, that we get to see the importance of why it's imperative that Black men have the space to be able to communicate, but most importantly, be able to heal from past trauma. That you don't have to put on this strong facade in order to make sure that you're finding healing with the inside. And I like that we got to see that with Adonis's character, as we see him struggle with not being able to communicate to his family, being able to communicate in his friends, in this relationship that we see between Adonis and Damien. I like that we actually get to see more of these characters struggle with the male vulnerability, but also to try to find ways to heal. I think we need more of that. We need to see more representation of men coming back together, men healing bonds. Like, I just really appreciate all of these different images outside of it just being a boxing film. I think that it was really important to get all of these different themes that were woven out throughout the course of the film. Now, even though I can go on and on about everything that I loved about this film, I do got a couple of issues, just like a little bit, just little nitpicky issues. I really enjoy where they were going with Bianca's character portrayed by Tessa Thompson, and I felt like they could have did more. As we see her make this change in her career, a change that wasn't a decision of her own, I wish we could have delved a little bit deeper into that, but also too delved deeper into the power dynamics between Bianca and Adonis in their relationship. Even with that, I felt like we could have had 30 more minutes, and really this is kind of a positive because the 2-hour runtime, it blows by to the point where I was like, I feel like I could have sat here for an extra 20 to 30 minutes and been content. And that would have helped give us more backstory with Bianca, more backstory delving into Damien's character, what is life like after prison. I guess that is a positive because it was so good that I wanted even additional 20 to 30 minutes. But I do feel like Bianca's character got kind of a disservice when it came to the writing. There were some things that did happen conveniently in this film as well from a writing standpoint. But I do want to talk about the presence of Rocky Balboa missing from this movie. While I think this movie is absolutely fantastic and I like where they went with the storyline, I do wish that there were a couple of moments where I felt the presence of Rocky missing from the film. That's not to take away from the movie at all, but there were some moments that I felt like, after rewatching Creed 1 and Creed 2, Rocky is kind of the heart of the film. And so it's just a few moments that I missed him. And I hope they figure all of that stuff out behind the scenes of what's going on so we can get more of Rocky Balboa as well. Now, also too, even with him missing, I do wish that we would have had another movie, a Creed movie. This is probably a more jealous thing because I enjoyed it so much. I wanted more. We get Adonis. He's at the height of his career. He's coming down trying to transition. I still felt like I needed one more journey. Okay, we only had 2 movies with Adonis. Adonis loses in the first film and then he kind of comes back in the second film. But I just wish we got to see more of his career. I wish we got to see more of that actually play out. And that's why I kind of feel like this should have been the 4th Creed movie instead of the 3rd one. Once again, it's just a testament to these amazing characters, how much I enjoy watching Adonis Creed and his journey. But I do wish we could have had a little filler movie before we got to this movie. But I'm still happy with Creed 3 as well. But yeah, overall for me, I really enjoyed this film. Fantastic fights. Go see it in IMAX. That's what it was shot in. It looks absolutely amazing. I also want to give kudos for having a franchise that is all directed by Black men behind the camera. All 3 successful films. We see in the success with Creed 3. I just want to give kudos that we need more representation behind the camera. And I really love that this franchise is one of those examples that we can go back to and say, this is the success that you see even when you put people of color, men of color, behind the camera, specifically Black people, Black men. Just kudos to them for that. But overall, I enjoyed this movie. I really had a good time watching it. And also, too, just for those of you who want to know what you should do with you and your coins for Creed 3, I would tell y'all to pay to go see this film in theaters, okay? You're going to have a good time. It's going to be some good boxing scenes, okay? If y'all need anime recommendations, please let me know in the comment section below. I will help y'all with that. But we're going to get us some good themes, some messages, and we're just going to get some oiled up bodies, okay? Because that's what y'all was really here for, just tell the truth. But those are my thoughts on Creed 3. As always, my name is Sharonda from Payroll Waits, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000, and until I see you again, bye.